Welcome back. I appreciate you being here. John has left the building. He's got himself in trouble. So I have a part of the police department to help me survive this time. I call him John Thomas, but JT, would you introduce yourself and let people know who you are?
Yes, sir. JT Winstead, captain of Nashville Police Department here locally in Nashville. I've been there for almost 3 years now. Before then, I was with Nash County Sheriff's Office for 18 years.
What brought you to the police side?
Just wanted to, had an opportunity to go be part of the administration and learn a different part than just being a regular patrol officer. At the Sheriff's Office, I was a sergeant and I commanded 7 people. Well, here I am second in command at Nashville, and I have right at 22 people that I directly answer to me.
Well, you know, Nashville has done so much to improve its appearance. The new courthouse,
yes,
I mean the Mayo building, a lot of activities. Just let us tell the audience as to what's going on up there.
Nashville's at a midpoint now that they're trying to see how big we're going to get. We're going to be somewhere like Wake County, or we're going to kind of stay low. But right now, there's a plan to have just this year 1,000 houses being built in the town of Nashville. And average with the market, the average house that goes up for sale in the city of Nashville is on the market less than a week and a half before it's sold.
Tax base good.
Yes, sir. There's, like I said, 3 new subdivisions coming to town. Dunkin' Donuts is remodeling behind McDonald's now. Cookout is getting ready to start breaking ground. And by end of March, 1st of April, the Nashville Junction should be open with the farmers market. And they're going to start having outside venues of bands and stuff. And they're going to have other restaurants and stuff inside the Nashville Junction that Michael Hertz is remodeling.
Yeah, that's. Tell us about that a little bit, because I think it's supposed to have apartments and restaurants. And
it's supposed to have 2 or 3 restaurants. I don't really know who's all signed on for the restaurants yet, but there's supposed to be like a microbrewery inside. And on Friday and Saturday nights, they want to have some type of live music playing in the back. And then they eventually like to get the farmers market as big as the one in Rocky Mount is the goal.
Well, those are jewels. I love the farmers market.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But I understand West Ridge in Rocky Mount is going to have a facility there. Now, that's what I heard.
That's
this is rumor.
Yes, sir.
And also the Corner Cafe may have a different venue, but
yes,
a different menu.
Yes, sir. I think I've heard that they're going to go. Don't know anything concrete about that, but that's just some of the attractions that Michael Hertz trying to bring into to let Nashville grow.
Well, that's a good location, because you really can get to it off of 64 or what have you. You know, if you take the first thing,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
or either or, because to come in at the McDonald's and all, you know, you can go up and just take a right and go down. But but that building, you know, has been there so long and so nice, and will be such a sort of like the mill here in Rocky Mount.
And that's kind of how the model he's going after. He's refinishing all the floors and the beams and stuff. So from where it was originally built, it's got beautiful hardwood floors in it. He's been in there doing a whole lot of work just to that rustic bring to it.
Well, the Blooming Festival's coming back this year. Now tell me, in your role, what do you have to prepare to do in an event like that?
We just had a meeting last Friday.
I bet.
we are expecting on Saturday night, where the big shows that are coming, the name brand people, we're expecting anywhere between 25 and 30,000 people.
Is that right?
Saturday night coming into town. So for a department,
where's all the parking?
Well, where's all the parking? Where's all these people going to go downtown? So as a 26 man department, I'm calling in favors from all over the place.
Yeah.
So we got the talent that are actual recorded, signed Nashville music stars. they had to have protection details. So I had to have a protection detail for that. Then I had to protect everybody in the general public. So between the chief and our lieutenant, we all sit down and beat our heads together and figure out how many favors we need to call in to get people to come help us.
Well, you get a return because you might be in Tarboro.
Well, and that's the thing when the sheriff's office is very gracious to us. Anytime I call Sheriff Stone and ask him or tell him I need personnel or equipment, he just tells me to call him direct and tell him that he said so. So we have a real good relationship with them. But as far as us going out, last year riots and stuff broke out throughout eastern North Carolina. Yeah. We actually deployed people to Tarboro, Greenville, Wilson, and Raleigh. So, I mean, people do call us for help, and we seeing what resources we do have there.
Well, it's a team, and we're fortunate because Edgecombe and Nash and Rocky Mount and Nashville and Spring Hope, I think we have a unique relationship as a general rule.
Yes, sir, we do.
And you don't see that. Quite often it's competition rather than unification.
We work everything good together. Edgecombe County, Rocky Mount PD, Nash County Sheriff's Office, and Nashville PD, we all work. Drugs is a problem that don't have boundary lines. So
and 95 has been good to us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 95 and 64, and so they travel here, and if we don't work together, we're never going to stop and combat the issues that are at hand. So.
Wow. Well, listen, a couple personal things before we continue on about your career is Fred the weatherman taught you in school. He and I had that conversation this morning. And tell us a little about Fred.
It's been a long time. I'm almost 40, and I know that's still. I used to think 40.
I got shoes that old.
But no. But back in junior high, so that had to be late 90s, mid 90s. So I want to say I learned a lot from him, but I can't remember back that far from social studies.
Well, he spoke nicely.
I'm glad.
Particularly your mama.
Well, she was the head honcho teacher there, so everybody was scared of her, even me.
But that's good. And tell me, you have, on personal note, you have gone from a pursuit, because you and I enjoy eating.
Yes, sir.
We enjoy eating.
Yes, sir.
And you have had such a remarkable thing happen in your life. Would you like to share that and maybe give others encouragement?
Yeah. A year and a half ago, I have twin 10-year-old boys.
Yeah, and you should see them. Grandma love those boys.
They're wide open. They keep me on my toes. And I was playing with them at Christmas time and lost my breath. And I realized that my job is stressful enough, and I need to be healthy for my kids. So I went to the doctor, and he told me that I was going to have a heart attack before I was 40. At the current time, I was 406 pounds. And I didn't feel like I was that big, but when I lost my breath and I couldn't play with my kids outside, that was kind of my eye-opener. So I had August, I had gastric bypass. So I went from 406 pounds to 240. And I still tell everybody, at heart, I'm still a fat kid. When I see a piece of cake, I still want to eat it. But I can't now. I say I can't. The sugar, I could drink a gallon of sweet tea a day. And now all I drink is water.
That does make a difference.
It does. I don't like the taste of sweet stuff anymore. It just makes me sick. So, but I'm happy and healthy. It was expensive. When I say it was expensive, I've probably spent $5,000-6,000 on a new wardrobe. Everything from
and you like it all the way to the bank.
Yes, sir. Yeah, no, socks, shoes, everything shrunk. So I had to buy all new wardrobes and clothes. But I donated a lot to people. All my big friends that needed clothes, I gave them clothes.
Well, I tell you that's wonderful, because I think losing weight has got to be one of the most difficult things in the world on your own. It's like a drug abuser. It's like a alcoholic. I can do it all on my own.
Oh, yes, sir.
It doesn't work that way.
And, like I said, everybody's got stress in their life. I was stress eat. Yeah. And so, and I was fortunate. I've been on blood pressure and cholesterol medicine since I was 24. Mm-hmm. And the doctor has taken me completely off all of that because I've lost so much weight and doing good. Now it's just to maintain. It's a lifestyle change, and it
is true. It verifies what they say is true.
Yeah, if you don't stick with it, then the process that went by, it will revert back, and you can eventually stretch your stomach back out, and you can go right back to the way I was.
Yeah.
So, and I don't want that.
One other personal thing, I remember, it seems a long time ago, but I don't remember, but you, when you were with the sheriff's department, you were in a severe car accident.
Yeah, 2007, March 30th or 31st, March, it was a Saturday, 2007 in March. I was coming home from the sheriff's office right outside Nashville at 58 and East Oak Spring Up Road. And back then it was just a flashing caution light. And a vehicle was coming from Old Bailey Highway in on East Oak Spring Up and ran the stop sign and hit my patrol car. And ended up flipping the car door over door 3 times. And when it came to laid to rest, I crawled out the back window, and unbeknownst to me, I laid on the ground, and it was almost 4 weeks later before I walked again. And by the time they carried me to Nash, then I got moved to Pitt, or Vidant now, and went in for emergency surgery, and I had 3 broken vertebrae. They were able to repair 2 of the vertebrae, and I got a cadaver bone in place of the completely destroyed vertebrae. Now I have 3 metal rods, 6 lag bolts, and a bone from somebody else.
Well, there is a God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, the thing, we're all just a heartbeat away. But I remember your mom and dad sharing that with us, and of course your mom and dad are very good friends of ours.
Yes,
and
sir.
we enjoy it. And but you know, in today's environment, when I was growing up, if you asked any little kid what they wanted to be, they wanted to be a fireman, they wanted to be a policeman.
Yes, sir.
But the media has done so much damage to the image of the policeman. That's why I say if you cut the TV off, how is that affecting your role? I don't think we have the same severity of everything, but the media makes good look evil.
Yeah, yes, sir. And you know,
I mean, you're risking your life for me and others every day.
It's like everything else in the world. There's bad policemen, there's bad doctors, there's bad lawyers. They just don't get talked about.
Yeah.
They get sued, and so they can get money. But you know, like you said, the media. In my house, I grew up. My parents watched the news and the weather. Well, because there's so much bad stuff.
That's because they had 3 stations.
Yeah, that was it. Yes, sir. And you had to adjust the ears to get them to come in right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because we live right down the road from one another.
Yes, sir. But now I don't even watch the news with my kids in the room because I don't want them.
It is, yeah.
But you know, we try to do so much in our community so people, when small children see us and they've seen us deal with their mom and dad, they don't have the image that we're always there for bad things. So we get into the schools and we do things in the community for outreach to help them.
Well, I mean, it's sort of like when you hear a guy say they're atheists, but when they are in danger, they say, "Oh, God, help me."
Yes, sir. Everybody.
And they aren't calling the beautician to come save their lives.
Yes,
they're
sir.
calling what? Police.
They're calling 911. They don't. And I say that the vast majority of the world
Yeah.
still respects us and loves us, and it's just that
That's
1%. But they all hate us until they want us and they need us.
Yeah.
So, and we treat everybody equally, whether they need us in their time of need or we stop by to play basketball with them in the middle of the street.
Mm-hmm.
We try to have that interaction and rapport with them that they feel like they can talk to us and we can be there anytime instead of just when they need us.
Well, the image is, I know who I'd want to be beside me if I'm in danger. If my house is on fire, I know I want the fireman to
Yes,
come
sir.
down the
Yes, sir.
street. If I'm sick, I want to see the doctor. And I just don't understand the far left. I just don't understand it. Of course, the plants are, and they're followers and they're leaders.
Yes, sir.
And that makes a difference. But So you've been in, you say you were in the sheriff's department 18 years?
Yes, sir.
And Nashville 7?
I've been in Nashville 3 now.
Oh, 3, that's right.
I started out, I've been a volunteer fireman for 22 years.
Out at Cooper.
At Cooper's.
And we got a pork chop thing
Friday,
right here.
yes, sir. We got a pork chop sale Friday, so come on out. Plates $8.
Yeah. So we've already announced it twice, and that was a good advertising. But
I was with the sheriff's office 18 years, where I worked the street, and then worked my way up through the rank of sergeant. When I left in 19 to come to Nashville full time, Sheriff Stone was gracious enough to let me stay a sergeant and be a reserve deputy. So I still get best of both worlds. I'm still a deputy and policeman.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yes, sir. So, but I've been there now. I'm the captain is my rank. Anthony Puckett is the police chief. He came from Spring Hope, and he's been the chief
That's
now
right.
for 3 years.
I forgot that.
It was a big adjustment working for a sheriff and going to a municipality where I've got a town manager and I got a police chief instead of the sheriff is the boss. No matter whatever else, he's the boss, and now I got 2 or 3 bosses.
Yeah.
But it's been an adjustment. The way dealing with things in the county versus within the city, I've had to learn how to change things. But it's been good. We still have a good working relationship with everybody. Nashville's growing.
That's great. I mean, it is.
It's dealing with the municipality things of how things grow in town. The population in the city of Nashville, the people that live there, is only 6,500. But when we do traffic studies for things to grow and come to Nashville, on an average day, between courthouses, food line, everything that Nashville has to offer, there's 25 to 30,000 people that come through our town every day. So
yeah, coming from Red Oak to go to the Walmart,
yes, sir.
or to the food line, or the
Walmart, food line,
and they've got
Piggly Wiggly now. So
and actually have a main street
yes,
that
sir.
has nice businesses and restaurants.
The town council has put a lot of money.
That's right.
And they found grants and stuff to revitalize downtown.
It looks so nice.
You got the Exchange, which is a nice restaurant. You got Madeline's Flowers. You got Nashville Graphic. One of these days is an oyster bar. It's the only seafood place around in town.
He's funny. I know because his daughter, of course, played for the state championship Northern National.
Yes, sir.
And got to know him that way. And people come in from all around.
And the corner, you mentioned the corner coffee shop.
Yeah.
There's people that come all the way from Wake County, Franklin
to get
coffee in the town of Nashville.
To get coffee and a milkshake.
Yes, sir. And the milkshakes are really nice, and they have some unique ones.
Yeah. And they're expensive, and people drive miles and miles.
My children get one apiece once a month.
That's a reward.
Yes, sir. And then they bounce off the walls for 2 hours. But
let them enjoy it.
Yes, sir.
Well, listen. Tell us. Last week you were supposed to come.
Yes, sir.
You gave me a call and said, I'm working on something that I have to be a part of.
Yes, sir.
I know you can't tell what you were a part of, but overview, what are some of the pressing issues? I mean, drugs, certainly.
Yes, sir.
But in that, sometimes you have to confiscate stuff. And
I say the town of Nashville's small, but we're big. So we're fortunate to partner with some great agencies.
Yeah.
We have a detective that is partnered with Homeland Security. He's a federal agent. He's also a police officer, but he's sworn with Homeland Security. That gives us different avenues that when crimes happen and we need to go elsewhere as far as internet crimes, financial crimes, drugs, it gives us a broader spectrum of where we can go and a team that we can call of. So,
and that's many departments.
Yes, sir. Rocky Mountain is on board with. They have Homeland Security task force officers. They have DEA, ATF. So when we need, ATF specializes in guns. So when we have people that steal or break into your homes to take guns, that they can assist us having more avenues there. So, like you said last week, I was supposed to be here, and we had a operation with Homeland Security that we were part of. So, it was a case that originated in Nashville, and it has taken us all over the state. So, and the purpose behind that is people are bringing the major hard drugs into Nash County, Nashville, the Rocky Mount area, and they don't live here, but this is where they're coming to do their business. So we have to go to where we call it the source, where the boss man is, and we have to find him.
That cut off its head.
You got to get the snake at the head, or you're just always chasing the tail.
Well, I know that it's got, because you really are on 24 hours a call.
I have, on an average day, I have 2 cell phones on me. If I'm in my office, I have an office phone, and I have a radio all the time.
But the good thing is, 90+%, it's not if when we're going to get you. It's when we're going to get you.
Well, I tell everybody.
Sometimes it takes decades.
Yes, sir. We play chess, not checkers. And sometimes it don't make sense of what we're doing, but we're in it for the long game, and we're looking for the best outcome that's going to make the biggest and greatest impact.
There's some really mean people out there, aren't there? Yes,
sir. I've seen, in my almost 20 years, I used to think that Sandy Cross, where I grew up, was the greatest place there was.
Yes, sir.
But there's bad people that live there, and I didn't realize it until I got.
Well, I'm like you.
And but and sometimes the bad guys, everybody makes mistakes, but they've made multiple bad mistakes.
Well, they do it with intent.
Yes, sir.
And it's almost like blood money.
They get attached to that.
They like the lifestyle.
Yes, they're not paying taxes. Cash money. They're in a cash money business.
Well, when I was growing up, it was white eye, bootleg liquor.
Yes, that was way before my time.
Well,
I've heard about it.
I tell you, it was a booming enterprise once upon a time. You could probably ask your father about it. He's a little younger, but it was. I mean, bootleg, taxes. Money laundering is a real problem that we don't pay attention to.
And you think that it's not here, but money laundering is here, and it's big.
Big.
It's big. I mean, people that you would think would never be tied up in it are tied up in it. And that's one reason we've partnered with Homeland Security, because we go after these people that are doing financial crimes too, and they can chase that dollar.
And that's because that's non-tax.
Yes, sir.
They can lose 40% of it and still make money.
Well, and they're washing money. If they got dirty money,
making it legal.
Exactly.
Trying to make it legal.
Yes, sir.
I've seen that. Of course, in my career, I've had calls from South America. I've had calls saying, "Listen, I've got this. Can you put it in this?" And all they're trying to do is make it legal.
Yes, sir.
And when I went into my side in the 70s, you could take cash. Mm-hmm. You could take cash and deposit it in a business account and write it out for the benefit of.
Right.
You can't do that anymore. And it is, you see these people living high and mighty, and they don't make it.
The correct way.
Yeah, they don't do it the legal way where I earn $1 and I get a quarter. Yes,
sir. And now we just worked a case in Nashville where we see it more with people in their 40s to 60s. And really? What they do, they are 75% of them are widowers women, and they find a relationship online, and people are doing so much fraudulent credit cards and stuff. And this particular case, the lady had made a friend who they were in a relationship with, but had never seen this person in 2 years, but they've been dating for 2 years. And what he was doing is they have scammers that are on the credit card machine and stuff at gas pumps and other places.
Right.
So when you put your card in there, it steals your information. Well, these people
I've heard about that.
Are taking it and going to Walmart online and buying Apple phones, watches, a bunch of shoes, electronical stuff. So this particular lady had gone to Walmart in Roanoke Rapids, Nashville, Rocky Mount, Wilson, and picked up items that this person had bought. And she was storing them at her home for him to eventually come get. But what it was is he was stealing all these people's electronically money and buying stuff. And what he was doing is eventually she would ship it to him, he would return it and get the cash or a gift card that he could use for his own being. So that's a big, it's money laundering to a point, but it's all, it's part of today's age where people are stealing your information digitally.
Now, audience, he has just given you some really good information. And my suggestion to you is listen to this because it's happening at
Everywhere.
unsuspectingly. And I had a gentleman come into my office many years ago, and we sat down and talked. He said, "Here's my problem. I've got $400,000 cash in my safe at home. What do I do with it?" I said, "I can't even answer that.
Right.
You do whatever you want to, but you won't do it in this office."
Yes, sir.
I mean, $400,000 cash in his safe, and it may have been earned legitimately.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
Well, we're coming to a close, and John Thomas, JT, Mr. Winstead, Captain Winstead, whatever we call you today, but those twins call you Dad. Now, how old are they?
They'll be 10 in September.
10 in September.
Yes, sir.
Well, I appreciate you coming today and all, and if that caller will call back later, I would appreciate it. But anything that we can do, it's when the community comes together.
Yes, sir.
It's in elections, it's things like that, and we got a lot of decisions, but we appreciate you coming
Yes,
in
sir.
and
Thank
sharing
you
with
for
us
inviting
today.
me.
And we'll go to thank for the Don Bullitt Morning Show, and we'll go into an advertisement.
All right. Thanks, sir.
Thank you. Good.